This podcast contains explicit content.
What we're going to talk about tonight will be disturbing to some people.
Hardly Focused.
I will eat your ass.
This is Hardly Focused.
Oh my God. No, please.
Dissecting the news, one tangent at a time.
Son of a bitch.
He comes out with a 5-gallon bucket of steaming hot water and douses it entire.
Yo, this country man or woman, it's crazy. You know there's only like one lady holding the whole damn thing together, right? And you think some broken ribs gonna keep her down? Hell no, and hell no.
Ginsburg.
This is for you, RBG.
Live Ginsburg and the rapper Ginsburg. Live Ginsburg and the... Live Ginsburg and the rapper Ginsburg. 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 Her name RBG and she born in BK. Running the Supreme Court. Killing this is 33. She went to law school. She was first in her class. If she ever wants to date, I'll please the court on that ass. She was out there on the strip, telling Trump
Delete your account.
fighting for women's rights, equal rights. She worked for presidents, Jimmy Carter, Bill Clinton. She's experienced as she should be president because I did Ginsburg, so I ride for Ginsburg. We're Brooklyn at. What is the stage? Watch the sense that goes shade. Tell Trump stay out her way. Don't with my roving ways.
President.
Supreme Court's a boys club, she holds it down, no cares given. Who else got 6 movies about them and still living? She's brass knuckles tough. Her scare gotta be kidding me. Pour one out for my retired homie Anthony Kennedy. Survived the depression and Twitter attacks from Trump. Broken ribs can't stop her boy. She eats that online. Say that.
Now you know who I am.
I just snapped on these balls like the Gins at the bar exam.
Yeah, parts.
Ginsburg and I rap for Ginsburg. Ginsburg and I rap for Ginsburg.
Now you know we love RBG. Yo, tell him your favorite RBG decision, dog. I don't know. Come on, man.
Did IQs just drop sharply while I was away?
Somebody said alien. She thought they said illegal alien and signed up.
Fuck you, man.
Anytime, anyway.
Welcome to Hardly Focused, packed episode today. A big ol' packed episode. Jack Gill, Mike Tarara, Kevin Barbare.
Hello. Hello, everybody.
Oh, man.
Do you have those alien drops all the time, or those for me?
Those were for you.
Aw.
I loaded in a couple today.
Nice.
Just for you, Kevin.
What's the matter? The food ain't that baby.
This is the 474th episode. It is the 20th of September. And this is I got a lot of stuff I got to plug in a moment here, but this is a memorable episode because for years I've been trying to get former WAAF co-hosts on this podcast, and I've succeeded, but every time that happens, Mike Tarara, for one reason or another, is unavailable.
It's I don't know why. It's fucking weird that way.
So for the first time, I finally got someone from AAF, Kevin Barbare, and Mike Tarara in the same room together, so to speak.
Kind of. How about that? I knew both of you when you were just little young piglets. Yep. And now you're big fat piglets.
Yes.
Yes. With families and homes of your own. You look at you. Just look at us.
We're making him so proud. I'd hope we're making him proud. One thing I want to do right off the bat, and I hope this works. I have nothing planned for it though, in terms of like script or anything. But both Mike and Kevin, and I'll say that Mike and Kevin, they're the kind of people that you have to say their whole name. You can't just say Mike and Kevin. You have to say Mike Tarara, Kevin Barbare.
Yeah, and it's weird because I want to point out that we can see Mike, but he's got his camera beside him, so I feel like I'm watching him drive somewhere. Like, you can see both of us, like, full on. Maybe that's his good side. I can only see the side of his head, so it looks like he's, taking a test or something.
It's his it's his good side, right?
Okay.
Turn to the left.
Yeah. Are you like Two? There he is. Oh boy, I was worried you were like going to be Two-Face or something.
You know, he's like it's like Beavis. On Beavis and Butthead, Beavis was
He's always to the side.
He's always looking to the side. Very rarely did ever even look like face on the camera.
Okay. So no scripted section here. It was going to be
both of you do a mean Christopher Walken impression.
Okay.
I mean, it's no Kevin Pollak, but yeah.
And I'm wondering if we can pull this off. Dueling Walkens.
Well, I want to thank one of our sponsors today. It's a new business I've started. I've taken the hair of a llama and I've combined it with hemp, and it's called Alpaca Bowl. It's bowls made from genuine llama hair and CBD oil, and you can eat out of them, and then you can eat them, or you can smoke them. I don't know what you do with your bowls. It's Alpaca Bowl. The number's 1-800 llama. Mike,
I have to stop laughing before we can start.
Mike, we're all counting on you. This is your turn, man. Don't blow it.
I don't know what to do. It's such an amazing Christopher Walken across the screen. I was freaking out listening, and I might have grabbed my pants.
Good news. Ruth Bader Ginsburg's body showed no signs of cancer. The autopsy shows it. Just like the Supreme Court, that joke was ruthless. Thanks. A little delay on the drum. I had to run across the room and rim shot my own joke. It was terrible. It was terrible.
Oh, I can't. I can't even compete with the fucking legend.
I feel so bad about the death of that woman who kept getting in trouble for stealing food from people's tables in restaurants, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. I was very saddened to hear that Ruth Bader had been leaving this planet, this mortal coil. Back to you, Mike. We might have to cut some of these R.I.P. RBG jokes. It's the only thing I got that's topical.
Too fucking soon. Oh, tragedy with time. With comedy. Oh my god.
Mike, you're in front of royalty. You're like the court jester. You're performing for the king.
Yeah. It's
and if you fail, you'll be sent to the trenches.
Look, I had this microphone up my ass for 2 years. Goddamn Brooks couldn't get it.
That's why your face is so close to it. Hey, knock knock.
Who's there?
Punch.
Punch who?
A punchline, but I'm afraid it's not very good.
Oh, that's kind of subpar for your jokes. But I appreciate the effort.
Yeah.
All right, one more.
Now I'm got to be over prepared. I thought Mike was going to do some of this segment.
I thought it was going to, but my God,
you got nothing.
You got nothing. Compared to your amazing abilities. It's maybe with my kids I can read some Good Night Moon to you, but that's all I got.
All right, there we go. Dueling Christopher Walken, ladies and gentlemen.
Your daughter, your house, it's on fire. You got to get home. You got to save her.
There you go. So the dead zone.
Thank you both. And I actually gave Mike the heads up that we were going to do this. So
yeah, I'm still not. Having to go against Barbary is a tough feat right there. The man of 1,000 voices.
But you did it, and I'm proud of you. And
sorry, not actually 1,000 voices, 997 voices.
Something like that. The thing about voices, you have to make sure you age with the people who do the voices. They'll be like, it kind of sounds like him. He doesn't sound like that now.
But then as you get older, your voice, it goes. Isn't that right, Morgan Freeman?
Yes, that's absolutely right. The older I get, the less I sound like Morgan Freeman.
I know, it's terrible. You got all your teeth replaced or something? What happened?
Well, I went out on a date with Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and that was the end of it.
Wow, it's very disrespectful, Morgan. I can't believe you said something about RBG again.
Sorry.
This is the entire show. Kevin, was it weird? Remember when?
I do a mean RBG impression.
Was that it?
Well, you're supposed to age with the character, right?
Oh.
Hey, you know what? Bravo. That was funny.
Was it weird at all doing the Morgan Freeman impression when the Me Too thing happened? Because remember, he got lumped in with people.
It didn't affect the work I get doing him. I think that kind of got passed over because so many people were part of that.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of it, kind of, we knew for sure this person did it, and this person we were kind of like, well, and then some of it was kind of like a gray area, and but no, he's still plugged on.
He's no Harvey Weinstein.
Harvey Firestein. Now I don't think as many people would care if oh my God, I touched 20 people.
Oh, crap. That's terrible. Oh.
That's the only attempted impersonation I'll do in front of Kevin is my Harvey Firestein, at which point I just shred my vocal cords.
That's all you do is grab a handful of gravel from outside, just shove it in your mouth, and you're good to go. And that's Harvey Firestein.
Stephen, let us work our magic. Homer, my mother always taught me to never kiss a fool.
I just remember him in Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah.
He was Robin Williams' brother.
And Independence Day. And,
oh my God, I forgot about Independence Day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
With his best line, was it just like, oh, crap. And then that was
oh, crap.
He sounds like the phone with his therapist, too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then do you do Bill Cosby?
I mean, I could do a passable Bill Cosby. I don't know what I would say.
That's okay.
Would you like a drink?
That's actually a really good Cosby.
You know how the kids love Jell-O pudding.
If you come home and the wife is mad at you because you put an amphetamine in somebody's drink, you just Walkens on the revolver bat.
Oh my God, he is the greatest comedian ever. Can we hear that punchline again? Can we hear that punchline again?
You got some pills bop.
Classic.
Oh my God. Oh jeez. No, please. No, not that. No.
All right. Quickly, I said I had a lot of stuff to plug and completely forgot about it. We're on I think every podcast app available, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, just search for Hardly Focused there. We're on YouTube, and you can watch this episode and portions of this episode on our YouTube channel at hardlyfocused.com/YouTube. There's a lot of hardlyfocused.com/ coming up, so get ready for that. We have our store that we just launched. Kevin, you actually have right next to you one of the stickers that we have available. Look.
Very nice. Very nice. Let me hold that up for your 5 viewers.
Look how big that thing is. It's huge.
It's backwards. Oh, there we go. Yeah.
So we've got that. We've
shirts,
face masks. Yep, including what I call the family-friendly black, white, and orange shirt.
What was that?
Kevin, of course, it's transparent.
Can you explain that to the older folks? I don't understand what that sound was.
Well, there's a certain website.
Yes.
I
recognize the sound, but I can't identify it.
It's not the kind of website you pull up when you're at work or at school. And if you do, then
or with your children. Oh, now I remember.
Yeah, and
that's where I've heard it. It's in the history that I erased.
So we got that. I actually have those are available to purchase, and I actually have my own on the way in the post, so I'll be able to show it off next episode.
Very nice. I get it now. That's funny.
So we've got that all available at hardlyfocused.com/store. In this episode,
jokes? I like jokes.
Why do women have boobs? Coming up to in this episode, a friend of mine, and also this is a very WAAF oriented episode because a friend of mine from AAF. Now Kevin is known for being on air. My friend Eddie Brophy, known for off-air stuff. He was one of the behind-the-scenes guys at WAAF for, I think he was there for about 4 or 5 years, about as long as I was. And he's a writer. He just got his first book published, so I am having a chat with him during this episode. We actually have a couple of discussions lined up with Eddie to talk about his book and to talk about just WAAF. Just our memories of WAAF.
And what years was Eddie there? Do I know Eddie?
Probably. He usually worked either like nights or weekends, but he, if I showed you a picture, you might recognize him.
The problem is, and you know from having worked with me, a lot of the people that I might know, I didn't actually know. I would pass them in the hall on my way out of the building, or they'd be coming in or things like that, and I never really had a conversation, especially the nighttime people, because the station was so far from where we lived. So
yeah, I think it's right to call Eddie a weekend warrior, but he was there for about 5 years. I'd say from probably like 2008 to 2013 maybe. And Eddie, I don't know if you heard it or were present for it, but I kind of threw Eddie under the bus during my on-air confession. Because I might have knocked the AAF transmitter off the air during his board-op shift. I pressed the button.
On purpose?
On accident. I was helping him out by taking a transmitter reading, and I pressed the wrong button. It's their fault for putting the buttons right next to each other. God.
That's funny.
So, yeah. So we got that coming up. Yeah, like I said, busy episode. But the big news, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Thank you for laughing, Mike. That reference would be lost on anyone who's both not from New England and under the age of 70. Ruth Bader Ginsburg passed away, and I'll tell you this. For like the last 2 years, anytime I get a notification on my watch, on my phone about RBG, they would always word it the same. They'd say, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, 85. And then when you see that, you think like, oh God, she's dead. And it was something like, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, 85, takes a stand today to make a controversial decision. Yeah. Or they'd be talking about how she just like overcame cancer for the 20th time.
Yeah.
And was out. So it was almost like a cry wolf situation. The other night, it was actually when I was talking to Eddie, doing my interview with him, I get the notification and I say, oh, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, 87. Oh God, what happened now? She died. Oh God, she died. She's actually dead. So
they finally got to her.
Death finally got to her.
She couldn't just hold out for like 2 more months. 2 more months, man.
Mm-hmm.
A very important figure for women's rights, and just having a woman of that power too. In her day was unheard of. Boston.com had a really good obituary about her, and mentioned that she said that she had already made her 3 strikes in her position, and the 3 strikes being she was Jewish, she was a mother, and a woman. But Mike, what do you think about and Kevin? I promise this is the only bit of politics that we'll get into.
That's
here.
fine. No, this is fine.
It's kind of hard to avoid these last 4 years talking about politics on this show.
Yeah, and this is big too.
We'll go back to it as soon as things level up. We can talk about waifus and the next update to Skyrim.
Do you know Ruth Ginsburg became Supreme Court Justice the year I started at WAAF?
Oh yeah, that's right,
1993. So she was there. She worked there longer than I worked at the radio station.
Now was Greg having a field day with that way back in 93?
I don't remember. Back in 93 we weren't big on politics. We were more rock and roll, local stuff, and sports. And then we were heavily sports for a while, and then Greg slowly got into the, becoming like the Rush Limbaugh
of rock radio.
Yeah.
Boy, do I wish I was coherent and not 4 years old back then. Boy, would that have just been a time to have been working there.
Yeah. Before he went into politics.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Before he lost his mind.
Yeah, you miss some good stuff.
Back when he had a unibrow.
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times.
Yes.
I'd say more blurst than worst.
The blurst of times.
Mike, what do you think about McConnell, 6 years ago, or not 4 years ago, saying
Well,
that...
seeing as I don't want any Secret Service people, obscure reference to AAF, coming knocking on my door.
Oh, yes.
I will be at least somewhat measured in my response that he is a soulless, carrion asshole that does deserve to, pay his 2 cents to the River Styx because he is literally just a hyper political hypocrite, and I can't stand him breathing. That's the nicest way I can put it, without literally going down the rabbit hole and getting my family in trouble with the law.
Yeah, it's fine.
Knocking on the door, Sarah answering, Mike, why are there people in suits and badges and guns drawn? I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't make any direct threats, okay? I'm very careful.
Okay, Spaz.
Yeah.
The man just looks like a turtle. Forever will look like a turtle.
I do remember. I did call back in the day. I might have at this point it was probably 2016, which is back in the day, which feels like forever ago. I remember calling Senator Warren's. I don't know. I think it was like the Washington bureau, maybe the Boston one, just because Mitch was doing something stupid, and she is officially my senator. So regardless of whether you support her or not, she's your senator. You call her and say, "Hey, here's my opinion." And this is back before she got really huge because she was getting Pocahontas. So an actual live person picked up and it's like, hey, I'm a constituent. Here's my opinion. And then I mentioned, like, look, you need to deal with Yertle the turtle. And the guy broke out laughing, knowing I was talking about Mitch McConnell. I'm like, hey, thank you. Like, it was like, I appreciate it. That one actually, I think, made it to her because of that comment. So
didn't even have to say his name.
No, I didn't have to say that. You're like, listen, you need to deal with Yertle the turtle over there. And he was like, all right.
You think he's a hypocrite for what he said 4 years ago?
All he does is care about power and putting the most conservative judges in. He doesn't care about the future of America, because what it's going to do is can completely fuck everything up. And literally all it's going to do is take us back to before 1964, back when everybody thinks everything was hunky-dory. As long as you're a straight white man, you're fine. But the problem is he only cares about power. He doesn't care about the future. And he's literally fucking over my family, your family, and everybody else.
Get the look on Kevin's face.
Yeah. My daughter's in the room. It's just funny watching Mike swear.
Like a big boy.
Yeah.
I really don't care.
She doesn't care.
I believe she should have responded with, I don't give a shit, but her dad's there, so.
She would never. She's a sweet girl. How dare you?
She's a lady.
Listen, I'm just drawing.
She's just drawing.
I don't give a fuck.
On a scale from 1 to 10, how fucked do you think we are?
I don't know yet. I know that verbally, Murkowski out of Alaska has said she's not going to, but we all know that her and Susan Collins play lip service and have no fucking backbone, so they're probably going to vote straight party ticket anyway. So I think, honestly, Romney is going to have enough balls to be like, look, this guy's an asshole, even though I won't say that word because I'm Mormon and I don't drink coffee, but I think he's a very bad person, and I'm not going to vote for anything that he does. So I think at least he's got one person with an R after his name that's going to flip. The question is, can you get 3 more? Murkowski and Collins need to, because they're in a tight Senate race, and they should have a goddamn conscience. And there's a couple other Republicans that may or may not, because they're no longer running and they don't have any skin in the game to worry about playing, to Mitch's, ball sack. But other than that, I mean, it's a long shot. I'm really worried that if they try to ram something in, there's going to be a million armed man march. You know,
Oh, Jesus.
It's going to be that bad.
Yeah. Just another cherry on top for the year 2020.
You want this seat? I hope you never get it.
And the person that's on the short list is like, oh, she's a fucking huge cunt. I gotta say that this person that they've already mentioned, like on the short list of like she's number one to get nominated. Oh no.
Kevin,
She sucks.
Is your daughter learning a lot of new words?
No, she's heard these.
Okay. Do you think it's going to be like when was it Kavanaugh, right? Like when
Kavanaugh at least is like just some dude bro that liked to drink beers and rail chicks in college. And I think he's less malicious and just more just dude bro ignorant, even though he's a judge somehow. Because it's who he is. He's a crybaby. But this is like a heartless bitch that is on the short list. I read a list quickly of like the stuff that she, as a judge, is like, no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. Like, hey, if we've got parents at the border with their kids, can we keep them together? No, separate them out. I don't like them. I don't care if they're getting tortured. Screw them. Send them back. Like, okay, all right. I really don't like your style. So,
well, there you go. There's Mike. His thoughts without getting himself arrested.
This is me being relatively calm about it, because I know we've got to at least keep our one listener to the next segment where we're not going to be political.
Kevin, how vividly do you remember that day that Spaz got busted?
I don't remember much except for the Secret Service showing up at the station. I do remember that.
I remember I was in the studio, Shu and Spaz, and I don't think Spaz even realized the severity of the comments. He probably didn't even remember saying it, right? And all of a sudden, Greg comes into the studio, and Greg just goes, Spaz, I would never lie to you. The Secret Service is here. And we're just like, we look up and we're like, yeah, what? And he's like, the Secret Service here.
Funny, haha, yeah.
And then Dan, the head of security, comes in, and oh my God, was that man's face just red? And he's just like, Anthony, come with me now.
Not Spaz. You know you're in trouble when your real name comes out.
And then we didn't see Spaz again for like 2 weeks.
It was wild. It was like the first example we saw in person of the government being able to just immediately latch on to anything.
Yeah.
Because it was just, you have to refresh my memory. It was just something he said, right?
Yeah.
On the radio.
Yeah.
A specific word in conjunction with another word in a sentence that made them think, we gotta go check out this Oswald.
And that was like, what was the turnaround time on that? Wasn't it? It was like the 7 o'clock hour that he said something.
Yeah, it was like 7 or 8, and they were there. They waited for the show to end. They were there. I think they were already there.
They were there and they waited. They're like, we're gonna be nice. We'll play nice. We'll wait for the show to end. We won't bust the door down at 8:35.
Because it was like, it had to have been like 10, 15 minutes after 10.
Yeah.
And
time to go home.
Right. The exact words, and I'll have to redact some of it, but it was storming a certain location with a certain instrument.
Right.
Yeah. He was on a rant about something anti-Obama. So,
oh, the good old days when everybody thought Obama was the worst thing that ever happened to the country, right?
Yeah. He's gonna have a beer with this guy and this other guy in a public forum.
How wore a tan suit.
Let's take a quick breather, Kevin. I know you're kind of pressed for time here. So let's take a quick breather, and then we'll come back and enjoy the few minutes that we have with Kevin. A segment that we had on Talk Radio Meltdown that we're bringing back for this show under a new name. It's called Hardly Shuffled. And here it is.
Hardly Focused presents Hardly Shuffled.
Hardly Shuffled.
Check out the songs that we are currently listening to.
Deftones, Own. The Bets, Happy Unhappy. Gojira, Born in Winter. Stoplight Observations, Smilers of the Night.
Hear more and follow the Hardly Shuffled playlist on Spotify at hardlyfocused.com/shuffled. hardlyfocused.com/shuffled.